we go. Yep. What's up, Dragon? How are you today? So I got circulated pennies. Yeah? Yeah, I know that the number one issue was video quality, and that's something that we kind of already talked about, and that's my fault. My internet is El Garbo, so I don't really have a choice in that matter. So we may look into another platform to try to do it. What's up, Jeff Dunn? How are you? So we'll see. I mean, it's a work in progress. You can only do so much, right? Yes. What's up, cousin Jeff? How are you? I mean, yeah, it was okay. But still, like, I mean, the video quality was not there. Um, I would I would really like to see if I can edit the settings or something to get that better. Um, I think that's an RPM. I've seen that one before. Maybe it's just damage. I'll just go look at that later. Oh right, and like that was one, and then we lost Badger, which is, I mean, it is what it is. Um, but like my biggest, I guess my biggest complaint about the entire thing is, when you're trying to show coins and the video quality is, like not there, then that's there. People on the YouTube side are really just taking your word for it that the coin is what it is. Um, so I'm gonna work on that and see if I can tweak anything. Maybe I can port something through OBS because I can control the settings in OBS. I don't know. I end up doing just a late night like hangouts thing with um, hard to hear me. Yeah, maybe I can talk into the mic. Um, is that better? Hey Andrew, how are you? Suppose I could do a split screen. There we go. How about that? Good morning. Good morning, Andrew. I'm doing all right. I'm recovering from the um, the long stream sales show that we had last night. I think when I added it up, it was like three and a half hours. And man, let me tell you, it's a long time. Are you found in 1853 O? Yeah, so for the what's up, Ken? Some 25S. Let's I got all of the shipping stuff out this morning that were paid. So I had basically a small tote taking it to the post office this morning. So everything is out except for two. So I did pretty good. I was up till almost 3 o'clock. Nice. Very nice. So I'm gonna go through this. Then I'm gonna start putting some stuff together for the next show, whenever that is. Just because I have an overabundance of stuff that I need to get through. Check to see what's a YAM. So only one reason why 1974 is polished that heavy. And that's because there's a big fat clash on the back. $70. Let me check something real quick. That's a 19. What's up with the rim on that one? On that one that you sent. Send a picture of a 22. Wrong photo. uh, um, Oh, I didn't. 74, 80, 2001. There's no column there. It's not that one. This is the only other one I had. Is it that one you're talking about? Okay, there's nothing there. Hey Victoria, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I'm just going through pennies today. Seeing if we can find anything good. Hey Coin Junkie, how you doing? Sorry I didn't see you. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is 2009. Nice. Ken's blowing up my phone over here. Oh, I can see that RPM. Oh, wow. So there's that. Trust. And Liberty. See, the one thing that I notice is right down here. Right here. At least that's what I see, but I mean, but yeah, that's especially in the early on the early sense on the Lincolns. Hey Penny Queen, that paddle right there on the 9, that's like one of the key giveaways. $19.48. So I got a 56D, a 52D, and a 1948. That's in the first couple of rules. What's up, Blues? Hey, John Salisbury, how are you doing? It's a nice, that's a nice coin there, Ken. 88. 89 reverse. Which is a 13. Oh, Dragon. You're gonna like this one. I found one last night. And I hope you I hope you're sitting down for this. What do you think, Dragon? Buddy, that's a Snow 16 every day of the week. Yep. Snow 16 has the interior dye chip on the wing. That's the one of the key diagnostics of Snow 16. So this one is about a fine, which is an upgrade of the one that I already have. The one that I already have is like a good or very good. So yeah, this is taking it up a step. So I found that one. You know what the funniest part was? Is there was another coin that I found that I found, and the one so it's this one, and through the pictures I know what it is because I actually have it. I actually have it right here. But the best thing is that they called this an 1857 an 1857 Indian head is what they labeled this coin. Hey Cindy. So after I picked this one up, that's when I knew that it was this. So I found another Snow 4. John, the snow designations are the varieties for Flying Eagles and Indian head cents. The book on the attribution guide was actually written by Rick Snow. So he literally wrote the book on the varieties for those coins. So that's why they're called Snow. Yeah, Flying Eagles and Indian head pennies. So yeah, the Snow varieties is kind of a cool setup because, you know, if it's like RPMs or double die obverses or double die reverses that, you know, if you wanted to collect the whole set of varieties, then you would have to collect all of the Snows. Show Frankie's penny. Show Frank his penny. It says Frank. 1905, not bad. It's a good looking coin right there. Yeah, that's wood. That's wood all day long. Yeah, Frank does like his wood grains. That is for sure. Shiny. Yeah, like I always get these random 60s that are in like exceptional shape. So I try to keep as many as I can get my hands on. All right, Ken. We'll see you later. So I've already hit a Canadian in 1974. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah, so a lot of the 70s that I find around my area are really really nice. Like they're every bit of AU, um, and then some. 96, 96, 94. The show is. I think it's the normal time. I don't know where. Um, it's it's on Schumar's channel. So I think for me on the West Coast, it's 6:30 tonight. I believe. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, it's gonna be over on Jeffrey Schumar's. Honestly, Dragon, I don't think that it's a mint dump. I think it's a collection dump. So they're getting these batches of 60s, 70s coins that are in somebody's collection that they've collected since like the 50s, and they're just getting dumped because no dealer is gonna take 60s 70s copper. What's up, Bill Betts? How you doing? Your mail went out this morning, sir. All the mail, everything except for 2 went out. Oh, I got a foreign. Un peso, un centésimo, Panama, 1980. Foreign. Yeah, I had all of them except for 2. and all the ones except for those two went out this morning. So I got my my list right here, my receipt. Jeff, I don't keep all the copper pennies. What I usually keep is like in my stacks, I'll keep some of the nicer 60s and 70s, but then usually everything underneath 59 I'll keep. Just because I sort them out. I have a thing with sorting stuff. So I have places, I have little slots for them to go into. And yeah. Hey, Mr. Detectivist, how you doing? Um, Bill Betts Blues was in the chat just a second ago. I don't know if he's still in the chat or if he's just hanging out, but he couldn't get to sleep last night, so I think that's his thing that he was gonna work on invoices today. So, but I don't know if he's still in the chat or if he's there. He is. Sitting at work. Well, Mr. Detectorist, that makes one of us. Well, I guess you could call this work. I mean, it's kind of work. I figured Blues would get to all of his stuff today or this morning. He couldn't sleep last night, so I'm sure he's just trying to catch up. He's trying to catch up like the rest of us. Large state. That's smashed. Yeah, it sometimes is just like I would rather be like doing something, like doing something. There are times where, you know, that I like to do this just to occupy my mind. Because sometimes it's just really rough. Oh yeah? What grade is that? Is that Snow 9, Frank? VG-ish? Well, I mean, you could try the thing we talked about last night. Because I've been thinking about that with a couple of on on my stash of stuff. I think there's a couple other ones that I might try. 97. 86, 2005. Lots of shield. 92. No, not at that grade. One of these days, I'm gonna flip over a 92 and It's gonna be the close AM, and it's not gonna even register, and I'm probably gonna toss it away without even thinking about it because I've seen so many non-close AM 92s. Hey Uper, how are you? Oh, Blues, you're gonna figure that out pretty soon, huh? I think there's only one that I screwed up on this time, but it is what it is, and it's already done, so I'm not gonna worry about it. A lot of 1980s in here. Shield 2017, 98, 2001. Hey Michael Kittle and Michael Mullins, how you guys doing? Thanks for coming in today. It's just me today. I'm just hanging out, going through some pennies, because it's a box that I had yesterday, that I didn't get to do, and I'm gonna be pretty busy this afternoon, so I'm gonna try to get through some of it today, and just see what we come up with, because you never know. So far I haven't found much. I found a Canadian, a Panama coin, and a couple 40s, 50s. Ooh, yeah, I didn't sleep very good last night. I might take a nap this afternoon. I bet, Euper. But you're all kinds of busy and you don't even know what to do with yourself. 79. 1992. Looking for a close AM. 86. 71S. Looking for RPMs or doubled dies. I'm not seeing it here. How's the renovation going? Uper. You got walls in place yet? Yeah, you gotta get that sleep in. Gotta get that sleep in. A lot of these coins have the ring of death on them. That makes me sad. What do the coins do to you, man? Coins didn't do anything to you. Why do you gotta treat them like that? 2006. Yeah, Cindy, nap time is my favorite too. Lots of naps. All of the naps. I want all of the naps. and food. It's better paired with a good stuffing of food. And you just stuff your face and then you take a nap. That is that usually seems to be the best. 7 o'clock is nap time here. Nap, eat, bedtime. Is it a scratch? Yeah, it looks like a scratch. Yeah. Hey, Paula. Have fun at the pool. Hey, Steven, how you doing? Bill, I actually had a regular job until about February, where I got laid off. So I've just been I've been very heavily more on YouTube since then. Um, just because it's one of the things that keeps me occupied doing something. And you guys are talking about naps. I'm over here yawning. I don't know. This could be a bad combination. Thanks, Youper. Thanks for dropping in. The coin Q&A is on Jeff Schumar's channel tonight. So look forward to that. Whew. I was trying to think of what I'm gonna have for breakfast this morning. I don't think that I'm gonna be able to decide until it's about lunchtime. Ooh, cheesy eggs and bacon? That sounds good. That sounds good. 1959. Sophia. 76 Shield. 1995. Okay, so what did everybody have for breakfast? Because now I'm curious. Now that you're making me all hungry. 1945. There we go. It's got some unmentionables on it. Ooh, that's wrecked though. Oh, no. Oatmeal with dark chocolate chips melted. Gosh, that sounds good too, Steven. Oh, man. Yeah, Kodragon, some goop. Some achu. That one's been painted. Lame. It's a 1991 too. So cheesy eggs and bacon and oatmeal with chocolate chips melted in. What else did you guys have for breakfast? Because I'm thinking maybe pancakes. I could make some pancakes. I got some. I'm in the Northwest. $1973. It's a scratch. I could do mac and cheese. Mac and cheese for breakfast. That's the thing, right? It's mac and cheese for breakfast. Oh. What are KDs, Dragon? Craft dinners. Oh. Yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I was kind of thinking, because I've got a bunch of pasta, like some macaroni and stuff that I could make. So I could do macaroni and then just melt some cheese on it, and make like a real like mac and cheese with like actual cheese, not the powdered cheese. So I could do something like that. 2006. Got that from your Canadian friends. Do they throw KDs over the border to you too? Just like the the Canadian pennies. What's up, New Marshall? How you doing? You guys just share coin and craft dinners. That's what it's all about. You used to get fresh chips, Swedish fish, and SPKs from drivers though. Man. That's correct. 2007. Gosh, I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, we were talking about like different dinners, and I'm like, man, I haven't had like a good set of fish sticks in a long time. So I may go to the store and see if I can find some fish sticks. Kind of found a couple things good. 1974 Canadian, 1980 Panama, Panama cent, a couple 56s, and an 1848. So that's what we got right now. Nothing super exciting. But this is just kind of a. I'm just hanging out doing coins, rambling for a while because of reasons. So I meant to do this this box yesterday, but I did not get it. Did not get it done. Yeah, and I will take that all day long. I will take getting a few things over getting skunked. I mean, in all of the penny boxes that I've ever done, there has only been really a small handful, like probably 5 boxes that I've actually been really skunked on, where I really just didn't find anything. So, because usually there's something in a box that I could find, whether it's a minor double die or an RPM, or just a nicer coin. I usually could find something. 1804 half cent today at the LCS. Nice, Blockhead. I may go down to the coin shop today. I don't know. Like I usually don't get a lot of stuff from them anyway, because their prices are expensive. But then I went in there to see if they could help me do some things, and they didn't want to help me at all. So I'm not sure how that makes me feel about shopping in there. This is a 1999 Philadelphia. So I always look for wide AM first, and then RPMs, and then on the 1999 Phillies, you're looking on the edge over here for a clash, because there has been one found that is a clash of the words, and they're along the side right here at United. So, you got a blue Guru sheet? Nice. Is it good condition, or does it have issues? Six. Is there anything wrong with the coin, or? I mean, if you can get a steal, then get a steal, and that's awesome. Cool. I'll look for it. I got my phone right over here. See, that's like the old coppers. That's one thing I like. I really try to stay away from. Not because there's anything wrong with it. I just don't have the experience to deal with it. Because I don't know anything about them. It's just not one of the types that I've really looked into yet. (2003). Oh yeah, Dragon, you stole that one. See, and that's really what it's about when you know the type of coin that it is, and what and you can grade the coin, and then you know what the going rate for that grade is. Um, and that's a lot of information, but I mean you can get some great coins if you do a little bit of homework on them. And usually I just stick to Flyers and Indians because that's what I know. What's up, AZ? The 2019 Denvers, I haven't specifically heard of anything, but you can check Chuck's website, coppercoins.com, and see if there's anything posted in there. Yeah, the newer stuff, I mean, the newer stuff is hard because one, it's going to be hard to see with any kind of lighting. And generally the doubled dies are going to be really minor. Um, but I don't know really if anything off the top of my head. See the okay, so here's my take on this floating head thing. This floating head is nothing more than an over abraded die. And for the same example that back in the day, the 1969 Denver and San Francisco had the floating roof. Well, at first PCGS was grading it as variety, but then they stopped grading it as a variety. So yeah, if you can find coins with an abraded die, but the thing is that there are going to be hundreds of thousands of those coins exactly like that. So it's not really going to be a variety. That's just that's just my take. So this is what Blockhead sends. It's pretty nice looking half cent. You have coin dragons attention. Um. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah, that's got a heck of a lot of detail, man. A lot of detail. Yeah, it's a peach. Coin Dragon just fell in love with your coin, man. You better hide it. You better hide that thing away. Yeah, no doubt, dude. I don't blame you. That's a great looking coin. $1970s and large date. That's a great addition to your typeset. So that looks like machine doubling there. So it looks like I got machine doubling on this side. Wonder if I have any splits on that. Nope. '88, looking for the '89 reverse. Coin Dragon, are you trying to trade up your '83 reverse for a type coin? 'Cause that's a kind of sounds like what you're trying to do right now, buddy. '84 Denver. Dragon's over there cheesing. 1997. $2007. Shield. 97. 70D. 84. No double year. Check the back. 1990. 3. 2000. No. I actually haven't found a minor DDR in a while. It's been a while since I found anything. Kenzie off the keyboard. But Dad, she wants to play too. So 1999 Philadelphia, we're looking for the wide AM first, then we're looking for doubled columns, and then we need to come over here and we need to look for the Clash. There's a Clash right above United is where it's at. '86, 2014, 2015, 96, 2001. Man, these coins are rough. There you go. Dragon, you better stock up, dude. I'll trade you this '84 double year with this '83 double reverse. I'll. Just bring the whole wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow. Yeah, go big or go home. That is for sure, man. I mean, when you have the means and the opportunity to get a nice looking early coin, like that half cent, man, just take it. I mean, because how long has that coin been around? And you know, especially in that condition, you know that that coin was held at some point for a long time. That it was kept. So we got another 1950s. So we got a 1953D. So that's a 52D, a 53D, and a 56 Denver. That's pretty good so far. In the 50s. 2002. See if we can't find us some double die reverses here. Not for a lack of trying, that's for sure. 91, 6, 85, 2000 Denver, 4, 2. What's this? Okay, that's a 69S. Check Liberty, check the motto, check the reverse. So when I'm looking at reverses for doubling on the coins, I always look at the A and the M, and especially the R. There's a lot of double die reverses that show up on the R, and then sometimes I'll come down here and see if there's something down here. But then the other place that you can find them is by looking at the dots in the E pluribus unum, and looking at the P and the L. Because there's a lot of straight shapes right there that that can really like broadcast your double dies. Frank, I just got your picture. Oh, excuse me. So what is the mintage difference between the regular and then the O? There's another 53. Now we got a 53S. It's not a terrible shape. No double dies on reverse. 64. 64, I always look for RPMs on the mint mark, if there's a mint mark. And then I look at the reverse, the R, and then the S. There is a 64 Philadelphia that has a really strong reverse double to die. And you could look at it on that S, that second S, and it's got severe splits. 2006. For anything in the date or the middle columns. So here's a 64 Philadelphia. So I flip it over and I'm looking at the R and I'm looking at the S. It's got a sharp point, so there's no double die on that one. Mintage for the 1853 is 15 million. And then how much for the O? 1.3 million. Well, that's a big difference. That is a big difference. So yeah, you stole that one, certainly. 1988, we're looking for the reverse of 89. The way I tell is by looking at the G. When the curve goes all the way down and it goes immediately straight up, that is the correct reverse of the 88. When it's got a horizontal tick on the vertical bar, that is the reverse of the 89. There's a clash on this one. So 1995. There's dye deterioration on this side of it, where it jacks the letters up. Let's see, 2016, 1970 is. Was it a, is it an auction or is it a buy it now? $44S. And this poor coin has seen some times. 1944S. Well, check the back. Let's see anything there. So I mean, we're getting a really good mix of coins. Just not anything specific standing out. You pull the trigger, Frank? You just couldn't let it sit there, huh? $2001 is good for a couple of things. Going in your 53 set. Do you have a full set of 53s? 53 seateds? $1988. Except for the gold. It's a 2000. Looking for a wide AM first, and then we're looking for doubling on the columns. Thanks, Wild Bill. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. $1873. Looking for doubling on the 3. That's damage. Oh, something else there. I still need. Can't find any Lincoln Cent boxes, CJ, with you snipe them. I don't know, Bigfoot, maybe. The O Mint Dime. Dragon, I might have one. I would have to check. Bigfoot, I didn't snipe the boxes, but I did snipe the flyers. Oh, there we go. 1998, Philadelphia, and there's a big, giant RPM, or not RPM, but doubling right there on the column. That is all day. Columns. Yep, there we go. So there's our first double die reverse, 1998. Ding! And the box is good. Yeah, I am 100% happy just finding a single item, you know, a single whatever, um, out of a box of pennies. If I can find one thing, then that it makes my whole box. Hey CFA, how you doing? Yeah, yeah. All the flowers are snows. I have yet to find a not ugly looking 1968 cent. Do you want one? Because I could pull one out right now. Like BU status 68s. 2001 96. There's another 50. Got a 59. A 59 Denver. I'm not seeing anything on the mint mark. Flip it over and give a look on the back. This is the first year of the memorials. Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm just rolling through a box of pennies. Oh, yeah. The dates on the late '60s are just kind of blah. Yeah. I mean they're like extra thick on the dates. So yeah, I get that. 1984. No double year. 90. It's all meshed up. Yeah, so one of the things that I was thinking about is on those '60s, um, what caused them to look like that? Is it that the master dies that they were using, um, had been basically worn, and that's why the dates got all smushed up in the late '60s, or because I don't think that they would intentionally make like thicker dates like that. Like there would be no purpose. Like what? Why would you change the date size though? We in God we trust. Flip it over. Check the R. So it looks like that we have some machine doubling. Yeah, we definitely have a machine doubling. Easiest way to tell if you guys have machine doubling is that the doubling occurs all on the same side. So I have it on the side of the memorial, and then the left side of all of the devices. So on the E, on the S, on the M, on the E, on the R, it's all occurring on the same side. Wow, that's a really shiny coin. 1994, 2008. They just kind of went, eh. Frank, what year of the dime were you looking for? 53? the half. The $half or the half dime. Cause I can check. I don't know, cause I might have one just sitting around. Oh, mint dime. Oh, mint dime. Half dime. Seated half dime. Let me check some of my older halves. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for you, Frank. Yeah, cause I have that O half dime. And that's yeah, cause I knew that I had a I knew I had an 1853 sitting around. So let's see, a 1960 small date. No, large date. Large date. I don't see any splits. And that's a rough coin. That's a rough coin. 78, 2013, 84, 83, 2006. '64 Philly. Check the back, look for splits. Nothing there. Well, it's 2004. 1961. This poor coin. Okay, now that looks like it's got splits on it, but dude, this coin is wrecked. The rim is wrecked. Liberty is wrecked. His head is wrecked. Like, this. Too bad, man. Too bad. 1970S. Large date. All day. 2013. 81. 95. 62D. Here we go. 62D. There's damage on the bottom of the mint mark. Not see anything there. That's almost not a coin. 93, 2001. Yeah. Yeah, they got ran over by a tractor, and then sat in a Walmart parking lot for a while. Your poor coin. You had a rough life, man. You had a rough life. I mean, but at some point, like, it would kind of be cool to, like hear the story of where that coin has been. You know, it could really be something that is, you know, very calm, where, you know, you get lightly circulated and then, you know, accidentally drop in a parking lot or whatever. But then there's bound to be other ones that, you know, sat in the vest pocket of a president, or you know, a high official or dignitary from another country. You know, there's all these other things that, like, could be really cool. Would be really interesting to hear, like, to hear their story. Looks like I got a little bit of grease filled on this one. 2096, 83. 1990, 98. 98 would be a good one. Don't see anything there. 2006. There's a nice one in 2006 that has the columns doubled and then rotated, so they look like that across the coin. They're really interesting to find. I've actually found only one of them, but it's you know, it's by far one of those ones that you can't mistake as doubled and rotated columns. Like, they don't look like linear gas bubbles or anything else. They are clearly doubled and rotated columns. 2011 Philly. For the Shield Sense, I only look at the Philadelphia because that's where they have most of the doubled dies, and this is actually in really good shape. I might keep this one, maybe. Yeah, I'll keep that one. 2006. Not see anything there. 2000. Not see anything there. 1997. Hey Les, how's it going? 97, we look for the doubled ear, and then we look at in the middle, 2001. Okay, so here's another 1999. So in 1999, we're gonna look for the wide AM first. Then we're gonna look for doubling on the columns, and then we need to rotate it and see if we find any clash marks. And I'm not seeing those. $1969 Denver. No RPM. Nothing on obverse. Check the R. And then check the S for doubled dies. 98. This is a Philadelphia, so we're looking for the wide AM. Then we're looking for doubling in the columns. Hey Joe Durbin, how's it going? 1897. CFA, I have not found one either. I have found 4 of the 98s and 1 or 2 of the 2000s. So the 99 is one of the ones that I have not found yet. I'm doing good. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was up till 3 o'clock this morning. A thunderstorm rolled in over the top of me last night, and it was booming. It was booming for a while. So at one point it even knocked out my internet. I didn't lose power, but I did lose. The internet went down. So that's about the time that I decided that maybe I should just go to bed. So, but yeah, it was booming real good last night. Yeah, okay, so the same storm system was up there too. Yeah, it was. I didn't see any lightning, but I wasn't really looking outside for it. But yeah, I could hear the thunder. The thunder was all over. It was going all over the place. 1995. 1971. What? 2009. 4. Here's an 83. So on the 83, on the 83s, the Phillies, I checked the date for doubling. I checked the bottom side of the ear. That just has damage to the ear, because there's another thing that goes down towards the chin. And then I'm going to check the reverse. I'm going to check the E pluribus unum for doubling. And then I'm going to check 1 cent for doubling. So there's a lot of coins that I've gotten to know what each thing could possibly have. And that goes back to when I first started collecting. That when I first started collecting, I had each decade basically in a bank box, and I would just sort all of the coins into, in the box, and then pull handfuls out, and I would set them up um, by date, so by year, and then by mint mark, and I would go through every single one of them, every single year, every single mint mark, and reference every single page for that coin. And that's how I've gotten to know a lot of the different pieces, is just going through, the meticulous way of doing it. I didn't find a whole lot, because at that time I was still learning kind of the different things to look for. Like I didn't really have a good understanding of double die versus machine doubling. There was, there's a lot of things that I didn't understand. I didn't understand, stuck through die caps and off centers and uh, really just a lot of things. But as far as when it came to varieties, um, that's where I learned the bulk of my varieties, and just the repetition of doing it helped me really memorize a lot of them. So I don't look for all of them. I just look for ones that I remember. Um, no particular reason. I just don't. Yeah, there's do I weigh the 83s? I don't. But the reason why I don't is that the vast majority of 83s that I get, they look like they're on zinc. They have the bubbles, they have the scratches, they have the cracks. Um, so I don't. I know that I probably should. I have done it before, but on like a normal basis, I don't. 897. One of the other things that I know that I don't have a solid grasp of is in the earlier Lincoln series, like in the Wheat series, um, there's there's a number of double dies that have additional either eyelashes, or eyebrows, and I cannot wrap my head around it because it all looks the same. Like I can't, and I think a lot of it has to do with that the coins that I'm looking at have a lot of circulation wear. So that kind of hides some of those markers. All right, CFA, thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate it. But it hides a lot of those markers, so that's probably why it gets kind of muddy for me. Um, it would be one thing to, to look at a coin that is, more of a BU state, and then find those markers because they're much easier to see than, a brown circulated, damaged coin. This is 1979, 75. There's 64 Denver. It looks like it got in contact with some liquid. Don't see anything on it though. 2018, 2004. 2004, Philadelphia has some obverse varieties, and then the columns and the floor. $2,000. I don't see anything there. 79, 89. Ooh, there's a nice one. Wasn't expecting that one. 1954 Philly. And it's pretty good condition, actually. Huh. That is a nice one. That's what it looks like underneath by hand. So it's like a red brown, but there's still a lot of luster to it. That's really cool. Just found in 1981 D stuck through grease. 81 almost gone. Most of the trust. Yeah, the more extreme examples of the struck through grease, I keep those. The minor ones where it's just like it's, but you can still see like the elements. I don't keep those. But I've got one that has most of the dates gone. I have another one where it's most of the date and then all the way through basically is gone. '92, 79, 1998, 1981, 2000, and 1999. So it's been a while since I found like something that is like really significant. The last box that I did, I think a couple days ago, I found a proof in. And that's been the first time in a long time that I found a proof in circulation, and that was in 1973 that I found the proof. So those are cool to find when you come across those. 2009s back to back. 1999 Denver. 83, 73. Let's take a look at the date. Mid-mark. I don't see anything there. 2003, 13, lots of shields. 88 Denver, 88 and 88 Denver. I'm looking at the G and the FG to see if it's the reverse of 1989. 1995 and 1995D. I'm looking at the obverse for the double dies. 2011. Looking at the Philly minted. You can find some nice double dies on those. I've only found a couple on the 2011s. They don't like me very much. They like to hide from me. 2004. $1970 Denver. Here's a nice bright red 1962. It's got some scratches on it. That's odd. I'm looking at the R and the U. And then the last T in trust. I know, it just looks weird to me. I'll flip it over on the back. Hmm. 78, 2009, 2005. Yeah, it looks weird, doesn't it, Cindy? $2001. Like it could just be dye deterioration, and that's what's making the letters kind of just, you know, flow out there. But like this could just be damaged, but on the U, you know, it looks like that it steps on the top. But I'm not seeing anything else on that. But then I'm also not seeing much as far as separation or anything on either here, because on some of these it shows up as either like a dot underneath the L or above the L, or an extra leg on the L. But I also see a lot of polishing marks, like in the field right here. But it's just that weird step right here on the U. I don't know. I can look at it later. Compare it to known double dies and see if it matches up with anything. 86, 97, 1983. 1983. This is a Philly. Normal ear. Versus all chewed up. But there's no doubling on unum and no doubling on scent. $1995. Looking for doubling on the B. And then up here in trust. 1964, we're looking at the mint mark. And then we're gonna look at the R and the S. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I wish, man. That would be great to hit something like that. 1994. I checked the 1994 Philadelphias because what we're looking for the Philadelphias is in these last two columns, or last two bays, there's going to be columns that run right in the middle of that bay. And it's pretty pronounced. So you should be able to see it with the naked eye. And I'm still looking for one of those because I haven't found it yet. I would like to find one of those DDRs. 2005, 89, 83. Here's another. Looking at the ear. Then we're going to go to the back. Look at the R. We're going to look at the U's in Pluribus Unum. And then we're going to look at 1 cent. And I'm not seeing anything there. I think the strongest double dies that I have found is a couple of reverses in the wheats, and I found a total of 4 1972 DDOs. It's a large state. '74, 16, 1968. Right? Yeah, I'm like this kind of gets methodical. There's only a few coins that I actually weigh anymore, and usually it's just 1982s that the small dates that could go either way. Okay, so the horns, if you see the horns on that T, how it points up in a way, that is die deterioration right there. That is the metal flow going from the center out to the rim. Found a 1963 DDO Washington quarter. Nice. And here we see more signs of worn dies because the metal flow of the letters start to get weak and they flow out towards the rim. '14. 2014, I found a really nice DDO on one of these here not too long ago, and I sent it to Ken because he was talking about that he's never found one, and well, I just found one, so it just made sense. So 2003. '98 Philadelphia. So we check the for the wide AM, and then we check for the columns. I'll check that out. That's a blingin' coin. So what year is it? 1969 Denver. So 1969 Denver. Die deterioration because it's flowing towards the rim. I got a mark right there on this shoulder. Damage on the B. There's some kind of discoloration or something up here, but yeah, well, it's not a bad coin though. That's all that's in that roll. Yeah, the suspect pile, the that's curious pile. You check it over, then you check it again, and then when you're done, you check it again. Philadelphia, I'm not certain about that. 1997 Denver. Let me check that again. Got some goop in there. Doesn't count. I don't soak it in MS Plus. It's just those are the kinds of coins that I find often, actually. I mean, just the last couple of boxes, I found 5 or 6 1965s that were, basically like BU condition, obviously, minus bag marks and whatnot from being in circulation, but sometimes I just get lucky. Kind of like Frank. Sometimes he just gets lucky and finds all of the 1980 major double dies. He just doesn't just find one, he finds all of them. Okay, so 1960, this is a large date. I got a big die chip in the 9. So I will probably keep that one and put that one with my die chip dates. Because I have a folder going where it's got all these filled dates. Full step sense. $59. This is a Philly. It's got some damage. We'll check it over anyway. See if there's anything there. 1961. I got damage on the 1. Nothing else. 1995. We're looking for Liberty, and we're looking at Trust. 82, 81, 89. This is a 2013 Philadelphia. I'm looking at the 0, and I'm looking at the RTY. I don't see anything there. It's a 70. 6. What's this? 73 Denver. Don't see anything there. 15, 2007. 290. Here's another 73. What do you guys think of that S? That extra piece underneath it. Think that's just the mint mark bottoming out? Well, not inside the lower loop, but well, I guess, yeah. Just on right there, just on the underside of the middle bar. It just seems like it's kind of an odd place to. See if there's anything else that they can give us clues. No, I'm not seeing anything else. No. Next. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at it later. Maybe compare it with some known RPMs. Just see if there's anything that even resembles something like that. If there's nothing that resembles anything like that, then it's gonna go in the discard pile. $1970. It's Philadelphia. Not seeing anything. Oh. Yeah, they end up in little piles. The only problem that I have with the piles is that once they go in the pile or in the box or in the tube or whatever, whatever storage system that you have for the check this again, and then they're not labeled. Well, then when you go back and you look at it again, you have no idea what you're looking for. That would be my biggest issue, and I know that Blues has had issues like that before, where he's got stuff that is set aside to check, but then he has no idea what he's checking for. So I guess the goal would be is that if you have something, some kind of system, yeah, the why did I keep this pile, to label it and see, or maybe you specifically don't label it and see if you pick it out again. Because if you pick it out again, then there's obviously something that you've seen in there. Here's a nice bright 1972 Denver with a bunch of chip marks and stuff all over it. Just the major hub doubling and nothing great, and it can go with 1995. 1999. I'm going to check the reverse. Oh. 2003. 2003. That looks like damage across the top of the letters. Date, and then reverse, columns, floor, and E pluribus unum. And I'm not seeing anything on any of those pieces. $1962 Denver. There's no brakes. no split serif on the die. Then we've got machine doubling on the reverse with a clash. Here's your key points for clashes. You can see it in Bay 3. You can see the polish mark right here. And then, hey, thanks, Thin Blue Diggers. Appreciate it. And then over here, you can see where the tops of the roofs have been polished out. There was a big clash right here, and you can see that the roof design gets weak right here. And then right here. And then right over here. And you can see where all of the polishing marks come down right in here, and all the way up into here, because the design comes down. This is the back of his neck, and then he comes down under here, and then this is his chin, is right here when you have a clash. So yeah, anytime you see these pieces on the top of the roof, the extra roof pieces, anytime you see those polished out, this die has been clashed before. Guaranteed. I guarantee. That's just a train wreck. It's a train wreck of a coin, man. 1964 Denver. 1964 Denver. And I'm not seeing anything there. 2006. 1988 Denver. It's a good looking Denver, but it has the correct reverse. 2013. Not seeing anything there. 1997, 2019, 2014, 1964. Looking for a mint mark, and then we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna look at R, and we're gonna look at S. $1988. Let's check that one just in case. Nope. 2014, Philadelphia. Looks fine. 1995, Denver. That also looks fine. Some deterioration going on there. Here's a 94. I'm looking for those extra columns inside the bays on the last two bays. 88. Alright, that's all of that one. '82, '93, 2013. This is 7, 16. That's another shield. 78, 1995. 1995, not safe there. $1971S. 1971S. In God We Trust. Looking for doubling. Not seeing anything there. We're not finding too much today, are we? Well, Frank has a either has or had a double ear, and he's found a couple of them. So you might butter up to Frank and see if he will help you out with that. Has. Yeah, Frank has had the like the greatest luck in in like the 80s. Like he's found the double ears, he's found the double die reverse. Like I don't know, man. I think it's kind of rigged. If we can get you to go ahead and stop finding all of the nice double dies, then you know that would be great. Hey, Linda Wallace, how are you? Thanks for coming in today. Nineteen eighty. 1980 has a strong double die obverse. Huh. Well, that's interesting. See, just like the flatness of it makes it look like a grease. But then I have funky letters going on. Let me check something. What is that? That's a 1980. That's a memorial obverse. Can't see it there. There is die markers on states. There's a big marker, die marker in states. Let me get a loop on this real quick. Looks like there's a big scratch in the columns. Oh, yeah, no. That one is not doubled at all. Yeah, the one is the correct thickness. Because that certainly looks like it if there was notches in the bottom, but the one is the correct thickness. Because in the 1980 doubling, the one is clearly doubled. Like, it is twice as thick. The O is kind of oblong, but no, this is not it. So this is just a false wood with a struck through grease on the obverse. So it's got some damage to it. That's what it looks like. I'll keep my hand steady here for a minute. But I don't have any dye markers, so we'll just have to toss that one and keep rolling. Keep rolling through coins. $1971. Let's start back here. 1994. So in the 1994 Phillies, you can find extra columns in the bays. In the 1994 D, you can find extra columns in the front couple of bays. So, however that happened, but that's what happened. 81, 84 Denver, 2006. 2006, we're looking for columns. Then we're gonna look at the date and Liberty. 1995 Denver. 1959 Denver. No, I don't see anything there. $1998 Philadelphia. Alright, Cone Dragon. 1988 Philly, we're looking at wide, and then we're going to look down to see if we have columns. I don't have either of those. 1992, we were looking for the Closam. $2015 Philadelphia. See if we have any splits on that or notches. I don't see anything there. Some of the newer coins is really hard for me to see the notches, especially on the shield sense. I try to avoid looking at the shields for as much as possible because it's so hard to see it. So hard to see it. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, Cindy. I really hate the shield sense. And then there's there's people like Christopher Rhodes that he loves the shield sense, and I'm like, dude, okay, I'll tell you what, you stick with the shield sense, and I'll stick with the flyers, and we just agree to, to stay in our lane. I guess my biggest complaint about the Shield Sense is when you're looking at the back of them, there's so much just flat area that, there we go. So 2000 Denver. There is, right here in the bottom, is DDR column right here. So yeah, it's a doubled column, rotated column right there. So that's number 2. So we found 2 DDRs. They're minor, but it's one of those things that you can almost always find them if you're looking for them. Something weird on this one. It looks like machine doubling, but then it goes away. What year is this? This is the 1992. I'm gonna have to look at this one because I got weird. Like I got weird. Where'd it go? I got something on the U down here, which looks like machine doubling, but then I have on the tops of the letters up here. Now it looks like machine doubling over here. Then I don't have it down here. I have it on top of the T. So it's in like weird spots. So I'm gonna have to take a look at this one later. But this is a 1992. You're right, Bigfoot. They all are going to look like shipwreck treasure. Here in like 10 years. 1997. '96, 91, 18, 93, 83, 76, 1991. Well, maybe Bigfoot, if they all look like shipwreck treasure, maybe then they'll be actually worth something. Because they're certainly not worth a lot right now. $1992. Looking for the Colosseum. So 97. They're really beat up 62, and I'm not gonna even waste my time with that one. $2017. 69D, 1992. 86. There's another 92. Non-Colosseum. 1979, 1992. There's a third 1992. There's an 88. Mega. And when it looks like it got run over by a truck, I'm not gonna, unless it's a key date or something. Yeah, I'm not gonna burn time with it. '93, 2000, 2019, 2007, 1992. Still no Coliseums. Here's an 84 Philly. So on the 84 Philly, we're looking at the date for doubling. We're gonna look at the for the year on doubling. We're gonna look at Liberty and the motto, but I am not seeing anything. Let's check the reverse. And nope. 1994. No columns. 1998. No columns. 1996, 2018. 1999. No columns. 2017, 2018. Lots of shield sets. Lots and lots and lots. 1995. 1995. Nothing there. There's a lot of coins that I don't even look at, like 1991, 1990, 1989, 1993. I don't look at. A lot of the 1984s I don't look at. None of the 95s, none of the 96. Yeah. Back-to-back 1970 S's. Surprised. Ugh. 2013, more shield cents. 87. Here's a 68. Damaged 8. Nope. Garbage. 1991. 1988. Let's check the FG. Looks fine. Nothing on it. 2000. 2006. 1988 Denver. Nope. What do we got? 87, 2006, 92. No. 2015 Philadelphia. Looking at the 0. Looking at Liberty. There's a 92. Then an 88. 6. After this, we only got 10 rolls left, so thank you for hanging out and bearing with me. Because to some people, this is probably really boring. 1983, we are looking on the obverse at the date, at his ear, and then the reverse, we're looking at the U's in unum, and then down at 1 cent. $1997. Is it much cleaner? 1997. This looks like it possibly had a clash at some point. BD Shield. 2016. Yeah, Linda, I love going through coins. Um, but like same, like to some people, like for me, it's hard because I don't want to talk all the time. uh, but that's okay. We'll get through it together. We will get through this together. It's gonna be lunchtime when I'm done with this, so I'll probably figure out what I'm gonna do for lunch. I don't know what sounds good for lunch, guys. Whistle or sing. Gosh, I don't even have the voice to do that. 2000. I usually eat only twice a day. I usually don't eat breakfast. I usually just eat lunch and then I eat dinner. '64 Denver. Okay. Oh, look at this. So I got a 1965 Canadian, and then 2 coins later, I've got a 1979 72 Canadian. So I was actually just gonna say I'm surprised I haven't hit more Canadians, because I've only had one Canadian in this whole box up until right now. So that's 3 Canadians and a foreign in this box today. 2003, 2000 Denver, 2002. Yeah, I know that I should grab lunch because I know I'm going to be busy this afternoon, and if I wait too long, then like I'll feel. Hey, look, another Canadian, 1991. I'll feel really weak and lightheaded if I wait too long to eat. So, but I've got some stuff here, so I might just make a snack, like a sandwich or something, and use that for lunch, and then that can hold me off until dinner, I think. 83, looking at the ear, looking at the reverse, we're looking at the U's, and we're looking at 1 cent. $1994s, 1999. Not seeing anything there. 2000 Denver. Let's check one of those. Nope. $19.99 Denver. 95. So 69S. Don't see anything there. If it's so unhealthy, why do you keep doing it? Yeah, I know. I usually don't eat breakfast unless I'm like headed to work or something, because then it's gonna be too long until lunchtime, and then I'm gonna get too hungry. Then I'm just going to you know eat a bunch of food, and then I'm gonna feel bad afterwards. It's just a vicious cycle. Get a whole bank sealed roll of BU Lowell quarters, reverse on both ends. Yeah, I would. I'd open that in a heartbeat. I can't get low quarters here for the. I can't get any 2019s for the life of me right now. I might try to go get like maybe $40 in quarters and just to see if I can find anything. But I pretty much guarantee I won't find squat. $15, 1990, 19, 67, 82, 82. That's a 72 Philly. Hey, Golden Retro, how you doing? My week is all right. I'm making it, man. One day at a time, and that's what I can do right now. '14, 2010, 19, 16, 2015, 2006. 2006, we're looking for columns and near the Lincoln statue. 2004. Oh, there's a wheat. 1951S. Let's see what we got. 1951S. Nothing on the RPM. Nothing on a double die obverse. And I don't see anything on a reverse, but still, that's good find. So I have a 51S, a 52D, a 53D, a 53S, and a 56D. That's a it's a pretty good pretty good roll of dates right there. BRSH shouted me out in his latest video. Who's BRSH? I feel like I should know that. Oh, Blue Ridge. Oh, cool. Anthony, not that I know of. I don't know off the top of my head on the newer sense. But if you were gonna check something, I would check either copper coins. See if he has any listings for the 2019 Philadelphia, or Wexler over at Doubled Die. .com, and see if they have anything listed already for the 2019 as far as known varieties. If you wanted to open it and look for unknown varieties, then you have all the power in the world to do that. I don't know of anything immediately off the top of my head, man. Blue Ridge. Yeah. Here, Paula knows. She's way ahead of the game than me. There are several DDOs. Good morning, Paul. Save me some coffee, okay? 1968 Denver. 1968 Denver. $2,000. I can't help it. I'm tired. $1961 Denver. It's just about nap time. I'm thinking. Well, what time is it? It's almost 1:30 my time. So I don't really think that I'm gonna have time for a nap this afternoon. I might take one later on. Like maybe before Q&A. No, because I'll be coming home right after my son's Taekwondo class. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Hey AZ, how you doing, man? $1996. $1988 Denver, looking at the G, and FG, looking for the reverse of 89. And I have actually found one of those, looking through rolls of coin. Alright, last 5 rolls of this box. So, just to recap what we got a 1960 die chip in the date. We got a 44S, a 48, a really nice looking 8U, 1954 Philadelphia, and then 51S, 52 Denver, 53 Denver, 53S, and 56 Denver. And then some Canadian coins, a 1980 sent from Panama, and then 2 DDRs. Three. $74, $96, $85, $94. Ooh, 92 Philly. Nope. 92 Denver. Nope. 1999. 2007. 1992 Denver. Nope. 93. 21. 1988. $2001, 2004. did I not cut these? I didn't cut these. Let's cut these and get this over with. 2019, more shield sense. 2012, this is a 92 Denver. Shield sense 91. 2003. 2003, looking on the obverse and the date and Liberty for notching, and then on the reverse, to see if there's extra columns and extra floor. No, nothing there. Okay. 1971. 1871. This one just looks like it's a worn out die. I'm not seeing anything on the obverse or the reverse. 2019. 2002. 2002. We're going to look at columns. We're going to look at the floor. And we're going to look at E pluribus unum and see if there's doubling there. I don't see anything going on. I don't see anything there. 1973 Denver. 2003 Denver. Look for columns, floor, and EPU. 2001 Denver. We're looking for columns. 2003 Denver. Columns, floor, and EPU. 1864 Denver. So we're going to look at the mint mark first. We're looking at motto, Liberty. We're going to flip it over and we're going to look at the R. And we're going to look at the S. (1984) Philadelphia. This is going to be date and then year. And we're just going to double check the reverse on the R. (1960). Okay, so this 1960 may be an RPM right there. Got a weird shelf on the side. So on the 1960s, you're looking at the difference between the O, the 0 in this in the date. This happens to be a large date. When it looks like a circle like this one, this is a large date. When it looks like an egg or an oval, that's going to be your small date. So the lower mintage ones in the 1960s are the small date Philadelphias. So if you happen to find one of those, you want to keep those. But then in the 1960 Denver, there are over 175 known RPMs on those coins. So there is plenty to look for. If you're looking for varieties, RPMs, double dives, there is just a ton of things to find. So 1997, we're going to look at the year, and we're going to go back and we're going to look at the columns. 1992 Denver, we're looking for close I am. 1968 Denver, we're going to look at the mint mark. We're going to look at Liberty, motto, and then we're going to go to the reverse. I'm not seeing anything there either. 1983, this is a better condition, 1983. Just gonna check it over real quick. 67. Nothing that stands out. I'm gonna look for some stuff on reverse. 2012, 2005. Let's see if we can find anything on this one. Looking for double on the columns. No, nothing there either. $19.95. $19.97. $1998 Denver. 1967. That's some really hard machine doubling. Yeah, this is some really hard machine doubling. So basically, the machine doubling is that basically the strike bounced, and what it did is it flattened the design. You can see where the original design goes, and here it's this flat shelf, and it's flattened here, and it's flattened on the bottom of the 6. It's flattened right here. It's flattened in the bottom of his nose, his ear, the back of his head, and the entire Liberty. So especially when you have all of the doubling that occurs like this, I mean, you can see it a little back here. It all exists on the same side of the devices. One of the key points for machine doubling, especially if you have ones with mint marks, is if you have doubling on a mint mark and the date, 99 out of 100 times that is going to be machine doubling, because the design was created before the mint mark was punched, and this was the mint marks were hand punched, and until 1989 was the last year that they used hand punched mint marks. Starting in 1990, they created they started putting the mint marks on the master dies, so that's part of the design. So yeah, Paula put up there tonight's live Q&A, coin Q&A is going to be on Jeff Schumar's channel. And you can send questions and or pictures to checkmycoin@yahoo.com. And we will take a look at it and give you our opinion. If you are going to send pictures, we ask that you send clear pictures of the front, the obverse, and the reverse, so we can better determine what's going on with your coin. T73 Denver. That's 5. Oh, look, we got another one. Double die reverse, minor doubling of the columns. This is a 2005 Philadelphia, and that is a big old chunker right there. So that's number 3. We found 3 double die reverse in this box. The difference is that for us right now, it is about, let's see, 6.5 hours from now. So I don't know what time that puts it for you, but 6.5 hours. 6. Yeah. $88. 79, 82, 1969 Denver. We're looking at the mint mark. We'll look to check the reverse real quick. So 1995. Some VDB right there. 2002. No extra columns. So 1992. Another 1992. So 2001 Philadelphia. 1994. Not seeing anything there. 1995. Denver. Not seeing anything there. It's 2000 Denver. Looking for columns. Another 2000 Denver. Looking for columns. Another 1995 Denver. 1970 Denver. Okay, so on the tops of the date, so this is a prime example of what I was just talking about. When you have doubling that appears on the top of the date and the top of the mint mark, this is machine doubling because the design was created before the mint mark was placed. So anything that happens the same across the date and the mint mark has to happen at the time of striking. So the only kind of doubling that occurs at the time of striking is machine doubling or mechanical doubling. $1971 Canadian. Oh boy, we're gonna end this box with a goodie. Oh goody, oh goody. The very last coin in this box is this one right here. And it is an oldie. Who wants to guess what it is? Here, I'll show the back. It is a wheat. So how old do you think this coin is? '30s? Okay. It's not an 09. There's no VDB there. Well, I guess it could be an 09 non-VDB, I guess. 1934. Yeah, that was the very last coin in that roll, the very last roll of that box. 1939 Lincoln wheat cent. That's nice. So you guys will find these marks right here. These are the ridges from from another coin. So like a quarter. A quarter has these ridges in it. What do we call them? These edge ridges. And that's what struck this coin right here. That's either a dime or a quarter. It's the coin reeded. Thank you, brain. The reeded edge. This is the reeded edge of either probably a quarter. I think the dimes are a lot finer than this, but so yeah, this got hit with a quarter at some point. So, but hey, that's a great find. 1934. That's a great way to end the box. So we ended up with a couple of questionables. We ended up with a die chip in a 1960, 1948, 1944S, an AU 1954, 51S, 52 Denver, 53 Denver, 53S, and a 56 Denver. Some 60s that I'm looking at, and then we ended up with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Canadians, and 1 foreign coin, and 3 doubled die reverse, minor column doubling. All right. And that is the box. So, I have some work that I need to get done. So, I thank you all for showing up today, for hanging out with me, and listening to me ramble about random coins for the last 3 hours. Yeah, it was a pretty decent box. It's not great, it's not bad, it's pretty decent. So I'm gonna take off, guys. I appreciate it. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. If you're watching this later and you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can find out when I am live or when I've uploaded a video. And I will see you guys next time. I appreciate it, and we'll see ya.